Millions of people would love to manifest a life they love, but they simply don't know how. And that's why today we have Shuang-Min Chang, and she's the founder of SMC Lifestyle Coaching, and she will tell you exactly how you too can manifest a life that you love. And she's a holistic success activator and intuitive healer, empowering overworked, high achievers to revolutionize success, freedom, and relationships through alignment with universal love. So, Shuang Min, please tell us, how can someone manifest a life they love? Manifestation Empress podcast with Lily Patrascu shares manifestation strategies to live your dream life.
So usually it's the way I always hold myself to, and also a way that I work with my clients. Basically, for me, I believe that to create a life, manifest a life that we truly love, there are three parts of it. First and foremost, it's the clarity part. The vision has to be something that I absolutely love. The vision has to be something that really comes from the bottom of my heart, the calling of my soul, and it has to be very clear. So this vision is kind of the guiding star or the map of where I'm going for, because daily lives can be chaotic. Daily life can have a lot of obligations and so on. So a lot of times we lost in the expectations. We are lost in, dealing with our responsibilities, which is all fine, or, dealing with other people's demands of us. It's really normal. I guess it's everyone's life. So really having a dial-in vision that I or anyone who wants to manifest the life they want, very dialed in every aspect, in every detail, is very, very important. Because when things get hard, when things get chaotic, when things get sick, when things get unclear, this clarity, this life vision is something that is going to guide us forward no matter what.
Thank you. So how can someone manifest a life that they love if they are unclear about what their vision is?
So the process to there are a lot of coaches talking about how to create a clear vision. My process is that we always have to tune into the emotion that it's how we feel about love. So usually I do a guided meditation with myself, or I ask a lot of questions that invoke the emotion of loving. Because a lot of times we create visions because we believe it is something that's good for us. It's not because we feel love towards the vision. So I dial into the emotion of love, and then I ask myself, what do I want, for example, in my career? What do I want in my love relationship? And what do I want to feel in my daily life? Or how do I see myself expand? How do I see myself grow? One of the questions you can ask yourself is, what's my soul truly desire? Or ask yourself that, what am I here to create in this life? And just let the thought flow, like you organize it later, but like really let you flow. Or ask yourself, what would I love doing in this life if I can focus on doing only those? Create certain kind of relationship, having certain amount of money, living in certain kind of house or environment. Some is urban, some it's suburban, some it's in the seaside, some is in the mountains, so on and so forth. So like really dial in, look into every areas in your life and ask yourself, what's my soul desire? How would I be loved if I create this life?
Thank you. Now imagine a very creative person.
A very hot person?
A very creative person.
Okay.
Who has so many dreams, so many aspirations, so many desires. And let's say this person is already like accomplishing a lot of things, but it still feels a little bit like, when you have like so many ideas, like 1,000 things that you could potentially do, you could feel a little bit dispersed sometimes into 100 directions. And at the same time, focusing on just one thing feels like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. Because of course, like, you want to have everything at the same time, and to see all these different projects kind of like happen and reveal themselves to you. And I think that's what a lot of creators feel like. They need to continuously create, and it's more exciting than actually finishing a project is actually starting a new one. So how would you, what would you advise to someone who has too many ideas and too many projects on the go in terms of manifesting and completing the project that they have?
I can totally relate to what you describe. First and foremost, if it feels overwhelming, we have to let us settle down first. Because if we are unsettled, we are going to create an unsettling reality. So what I do is I let myself settle down and look at everything you want to create. Probably it's in the same area, usually it's in different areas in life, how they interlinked with each other. Because sometimes if you can minimize the conflicts in your romantic relationship, you are going to do very well in your career because you have better emotion. Or sometimes if I change the dynamic with my original family, I'm going to feel super supported to pursue my dream. So I will have the space or the feeling of more time or more capacity. Or I think this is a lot of people saying, like, if I do well in my career, I'm going to have more time with my family, let's say. So each area in our lives actually intertwined. So look at your current situation, which one has the largest leverage point for you? Because in the spiritual realm, we talk about synchronicity. If your vibration raised, your vibration stable, you are going to attract those things much effortless. So when you find your biggest leverage point and settle yourself to ask yourself, how can I create the biggest shift or biggest impact in this area of my life? Everything will change because they are all interlinked. Nothing in our life is individual, so you need to tackle them individually. That is a very 3D dimension thinking, like I need to do A, so I get B, I do C, I get D. So we always feel that we are overwhelmed. We always feel that I don't have time. So first, look at how they're interlinked, find your biggest leverage point. Second, really think what resource you have. A lot of high achievers are not very good at asking for help, because we live in this construct of I have to do it all by myself. So it's like all my achievement. So really sit down, look at what kind of resources you have. Probably there's money, probably there's friends, probably there's colleagues, probably there's like some network you have, some network your network have. Look at your resources. And even yourself, your emotion is your resource. Like, are you feeling calm and happy all the time? Or are you feeling, or you have this kind of judgment all the time that drag you down, so your efficiency went down? So look at all your resources and then call your resources, ask for help. That's the biggest, one of the biggest ability you could have to create what you want. We are not an island. I know it's a cliche, but we are really not an island.
Thank you. How can someone stop analysis paralysis? When I ask you this is because, for example, there are so many projects that I could be doing, and I find sometimes that I could have done it like 100 times in the time that it took me to think about it.
I know.
And sometimes this analysis paralysis kind of takes me to, oh my God, which one should I do? And even I have a lot of analysis paralysis, even in terms of like, what should I do today? Should I go out? Should I go to a theater show? Should I walk? Should I like go to the gym? Should I do something fun? Oh, maybe I should I should do something fun so that I can get myself into the mood for doing the hard things. So there's like a lot of indecision. And I find indecision is one of the worst things you can do in terms of manifestation. Because when
Yeah,
you're in
yeah,
limbo, you're like literally blocking. It's almost like you're putting
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
So is there any like magic trick to kind of come out?
There's something. So this is the part that I preach in my work, usually the intellectual planning into a bit our own intuition and spirituality. So first, how to really effectively recognize what the analysis or self-judgment is. Remember, this reality is an illusion. So your judgment is true, your compliment is also true. So remember, you always have the choice to create what kind of reality you want to live in. You can, of course, the soul will come up. Like still for me, like I have judgment, I have this all analysis. Am I doing right? What should I do first? I will step away from my thought and then tell myself that I create this thought. I can come out of this. Realizing you have a power to think another kind of thought will calm you down. Even at the beginning, you can't. The second is that when we thinking about, should I go to, as you say, go to the gym, being motivated, and we are thinking in a linear way. We are believing that if I do A, I'm going to get B, so I can get to C. Or we will have a judgment first. If I do A, it's going to be more effective, so I can do B. This old judgment is really logical, but manifestation is about vibration. It's not logical. So when I have a lot of overthinking, right, like now, like if I'm overwhelmed by deciding what I should do, I step away. I want to do something very primal, for example, move my body, or I just walk around the house. Not thinking, like I try to detach those thoughts and then go into, the breathing kind of meditation kind of thing. You don't need to sit. You can just walk around the house or go out and concentrate on your breathing and see which one come up. And just do that. Don't think. Just let it come up and do that. And if you do it for 15 minutes, suddenly you feel really inspired to move on to the next one, move on to the next one, because that's how flow started to come in. When we started to think a lot, we are, as you said, we are blocking our inspiration. We are blocking our higher guidance. We are blocking the energy, the vibration can actually elevate us to come in. So when overwhelmed, no, tell me.
So I was going to ask, for example, like if I was to kind of follow my, my vibration, and you can say what I feel like doing, what could happen is that I could never feel like sending the sales proposals I have to send. And I could like being outside all the time and, walking and doing my emails in the park. But at the moment, I'm not really like set up to do that. I don't have like an iPad or a small computer to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like there's an incongruency between, like what I'm called to do, which is like to be outside and to like dance and to like be like a tourist. That's what I really fancy doing. And what I'm actually doing, which is like staying by the computer a lot. And, so how do you marry what you have to do with what you feel called to do, with what your vibration is kind of giving you a clue to do?
Okay, so I love your questions. I really love your questions. In this situation, for example, if it's a repetitive calling, for example, I just want to, even the cities, I just want to be tourist for a day, set up a time to do it or do it right away. And if like this is a reoccurring, you start to feel like I'm kind of avoiding it or procrastinating on it. Let's come back to your vision again. Is this vision fire me up from bottom of my heart? And if it still is, there was another piece that I call awareness is heal your story. Usually, if we want to create more, create new, that means we are stepping into something that we are unfamiliar with. And it's a situation that freak our mind up because our mind is all about like protecting us, not to try anything new, not to be uncomfortable, not to, create a possibility of failure, not to create, or not, sometimes it's not, oh, I don't want to be complimented. It's so awkward. So look into, ask yourself, if I achieve this, what is my deepest fear? That's usually people think if I achieve this, I'm going to be happy. But a lot of times, what the things we want to achieve regards out. And it's really hidden under there. So I will ask, so why am I avoiding this if I really want to create this? Which part made me uncomfortable? Why am I uncomfortable? What am I most scared if I really go to it? One is failure. A lot of times for high achiever is failure. I'm afraid that if I try and I got no, make it normal. Make so-called failure, setbacks, challenges, normal. Because that's what will happen if we want to keep creating something new. We want to create, we want to continue create more expansion. No is inevitable. So-called failure, setbacks is inevitable. So normalize it. It's part of it. It's not bad.
Thank you. So are you saying that, for example, if I'm afraid of disappointing the potential clients that I may get by sending the sales proposals, that I should just expect that some of them will get disappointed because it's part of the process, and some people will reject me. And I think to some extent, I'm afraid that I will be proven right, like almost like I'm proving wrong what everyone said about me, which is that I'm not worth it. And I don't know why it doesn't make sense, because I shouldn't be afraid of that. I should be like embracing that.
I totally understand how you describe, because it's a part of we are trained to seek outside validation since childhood. There's nothing wrong in it. It's just another way how our consciousness worked before, how our society and human connection is structured. So we tend to seek outside validation. So if your fear is that no matter how small it is, it's okay, you are afraid of this. This doesn't mean that you are a less person or incapable person or whatever. It's just there. So first acknowledge it. Like, don't fear your fear. It's just going to make it worse. And if this is a part of you feel that I'm not going to get the validation I want, so people will look at me some way, even I will look at me in that way, write the statement why you are worthy. Why you are worthy, even if you don't make that happen. Validate yourself first, so you can detach the validation from outside. You can create in more of a flow and creation mode. Because creators don't ask themselves whether I will fail or succeed. Creators just create. And they create one thing and see what happened. And then based on that, they create the next thing. This is creation. In creation, when there's no flowers, we won't say a tree is a failure, right? The tree will come in its own time. So if you feel that you don't get the outside validation, or you're afraid you're not getting it, come back to yourself. If I don't achieve that, where am I still worthy? How am I worthy no matter what? Come back to your internal wholeness first. You are whole no matter what.
Thank you. So for those that want to manifest the life that they love, and they continuously self-sabotage and self-doubt and are overcome by fear, and fear of so many different things, like fear of the world, fear of being disappointed, fear of being judged and criticized, fear of looking bad, fear of disappointing others, fear of shame, fear of the guilt of not delivering what was expected in a perfect way, fear of not being excellent, fear of being shamed in public for not delivering the best possible thing, fear of public scrutiny, and of like failing in public. What would you have them do differently in order to release all of those fears and embrace more of the creator mindset that allows them to just flow?
Okay, so there's so many things that can cover. Find your community. if you don't have people who understands you or your vision or your mission or your purpose, find those people who is willing to support you. Could be your family, could be some strangers. Like I have a lot of people I met in my own, not when I'm a coachee, like in my fun, if on my mentors group and my mastermind group. When I am in doubt, when I'm in fear, they support me to feel that fear, at the same time take the action. So this time, like, support is very important. We can really live in our own mind and like really drag ourselves down. So have people who see things differently in the way that you like to be supported is very important. Secondly, find examples that people who walk the similar paths, do the similar project and succeed. If you can't believe your own succeed, like your own actions is so-called correct, or if you don't have that much confidence yet, find example of people who already did it, and as long as someone did it, it can be done, like it can be done. So it can be a source of your confidence, knowing that it's not something out there, because sometimes we feel like something out there, out of our world. But when you pour some examples into your life, it's part of your world. So use that to build your confidence. Like it's done. Like everything you can think of is already existed in the energetic level, in a multi-universe level, in manifestation level. Whatever you can think, it's already there. It's just whether you want to believe you are going to see it with your own eyes or not. And thirdly, when you have those fear, you can dive into it and ask where they are coming from. A lot of times it could come from our childhood, because the way we were validated. And then it's time to untangle those stories and rewrite your narrative. A childhood story is a story we narrate it. It's not exactly what happened. In every story we tell ourselves, the emotion, it's our perception. It's not truth. It's not fact. So you have all the power to rewrite all the story. I have so many childhood story. I used to believe they dragged me down. They made me doubt myself. And then I went back. I look at them. I heal from them. I rewrite those stories. Now they are my powerful story. They are my hero story to make me who I am today. So a lot of our fear, self-judgment is coming from how we're growing up. It's not that our family did everything wrong. I believe most of the family, they did their best for no matter what, under a lot of circumstances. Some is harder, some is easier. But then as a child, we remember things, but could remember things when we could in that way. Now we can rewrite those stories. So look at those stories, how you feel unvalidated, how you feel struck it down in your confidence.
Thank you. Now, it's my mission to empower 100 million people to be happier, to go after what they want, to share their stories and create wealth through books that transform the world. And I know I'm a creative genius, and I know I'm one of the best in the industry. And despite that, I feel like I'm still manifesting people that underappreciate me. And I don't know how to stop manifesting those kind of people, so that I feel empowered to continue with this goal. Because in the last few years, I've had some business disappointments that have put a big brake on me, because I've just been too scared to kind of deal with new clients. So on the one hand, I have met groups of clients that were absolute dream to work with. Mm-hmm. And it was really, really an amazing experience. And on the other, a small number of people mistreated me. And I think it was me who manifested that. And I want to know how do I stop that, so I can manifest a life that I desire, knowing that in general, I'm still afraid of the world.
Okay. So I would like to say it's almost impossible to manifest things that we don't want, because in this human life, we also came to this human life to expand. Then that means there are a lot of things we want to clear, we want to release, we want to rewire, we want to re-narrate. So how our soul do it is through our life experience. I would, because please correct me if I'm wrong when you describe that, when you describe people feel into this feeling, how can I start manifesting this situation? There's a little of self-judgment. There must be something wrong in me, or some part of me is not empowered enough to manifest this, not just in business, in all area in our life. You are not wrong. You are not bad because like you manifest that not because you are bad. You manifest that because your soul want to expand. So come from an expansion point of view. Oh, I really feel uncomfortable in this. I feel I started judging myself like I'm a bad person or whatever, have a lot of shadow. So I manifest this. How can I bring this part of me come to light? It's a chance to actually it's a chance for you to bring out more light so more people can come to appreciate you. They are just a source, they are a source telling you actually have more light to come out. Take them as that. I know there were a lot of fear and trauma, even sometimes, like how am I go about with people. Lean yourself on the group that appreciate you. Because from the description, the situation is that probably you find more and more people that appreciate you, and there are still a small amount of people that underappreciate you or even sabotage you or betray you, all those tense emotion. And also realize that they did that because they have their own work to do. But at the same time, you are so powerful, they can only manifest this part of the work they need to do on themselves through you. So you are this divine channel for all this to happen, for you to shine more lights, also for people to work on their shadows. So it's not bad. It's just that we feel bad.
Thank you. How do I elevate my vibration so that I can be more in alignment with a life that I love?
Okay. So for people who wasn't sure how I vibrate or never really experienced a lot, we can use language to recalibrate that. Watch your language. If you think at this moment I'm really happy, you can feel it in your heart. You can feel it in your body. You can feel the lightness in your body. You are at a higher vibration. But if the way you talk to yourself is, oh my God, I don't have time. Oh my God, I'm so stressed. Oh my God, I'm going to be late. Oh my God, that colleague is so hard to work with. Then you are in the vibration of competition, of scarcity. That's a lower vibration. When you call yourself in this kind of language a lot, and when you call yourself, if you describe your emotions, oh, I'm so stressed, I'm so tired, I don't have time, I'm so exhausted, or I'm bored. These are the language you will describe yourself. You are at a lower vibration. Don't judge yourself. It's just what happened at that moment. Ask yourself, how can I create a happy moment? Or how can I, steer away from that colleague probably for a little bit, or find a different way I can work with that colleague. It's going to make me feel better. Notice where you are vibrate, and then use your language to elevate your vibration. And next step is that create an environment that support the way you want to vibrate. If you want to be happy all the time, but you continue to stay in a company no longer in alignment with you because of the company culture, you are not doing yourself a favor. So start to create also the environment that support your vibration. And next step is always find a way to make yourself feel calm and in peace in chaotic situation. Because usually when it's really chaotic, stressful, we react to that. So train yourself not to react to those situations. The more we react, the more we are disturbed, and the more we are disturbed, the more unstable our vibration is. So always, it's just an awareness bit, always aware, how you react to a situation. It's oh, I can do it, there's no problem, or oh my God, here's another problem. And then ask yourself, if you are now more in the realm of, oh my God, that's another problem. Ask yourself, how can I create myself to be the person saying, oh, that's not a problem. Let's see how we can solve it. See your daily response where you are and where is the next vibration you want to anchor at. Ask yourself, how can I move to that, be that in most of my days? It's hard to stay 100% all the same. We are human beings, but anchor to the higher one you want. Train yourself to anchor that higher one you want through your language. Watch your response, watch your reaction to find your baseline right now.
Thank you. How do I find the courage to put up with angry clients that I could potentially have if, let's say, I get those kind of like betrayals again in business, or like basically all of those negative things that I don't desire to have, that will make it mean that I'm not perfect and my work isn't perfect.
Okay.
I haven't done well enough, and I'm underappreciated because of it.
Okay, so usually I think like me included is, oh my God, it happened again. What's wrong? Usually in general, that would be our response. But if you already acknowledge and recognize it, this is something that happened again, we don't really want. Of course, I will sit down, ask like, why is this happen again? What am I not seeing? That means that last time happened, I probably work with myself. I change my strategy, my being, my action. I do some calibration. Then now they happen again. So I guide my clients to asking them, why is this happening? Why am I not seeing last time? And you remember, you are always have the power to stop it continue happening. For example, if a client is unhappy, you could actually find a constructive conversation to tell, because sometimes they are unhappy or they are angry. They don't want to acknowledge it. And it could be they're angry at you because there's something in them. They cannot look at it by them, for themselves. So they kind of lash out on you. There are like myriad kinds of situation. So ask yourself, what am I not seeing? How would I tackle this situation? It's going to empower me. It could be having a difficult conversation. It could be, just terminate the clients. There may be, some agreement breach and then deal with them, but that this energy is not there. Or, reconfirm whether these clients really want to work with you, because they come to work with you for a reason. I'm pretty sure no one come to work with us because they want to be angry. So they come to work with us for a reason, but somehow in the middle, they were angry, they were unsatisfied. Ask them, what are they expecting? And that's not happening. And always evaluate, am I willing to give that? If you are not willing, it's not in alignment, have the difficult conversation to terminate it, and to rework it or refer them to someone else. Like what is going to help you to stay in your power and alignment the most, and then take the action. You talk about courage. That's just a situation. If I feel that I don't have the courage to take that difficult step to come back into my alignment or disengage in that energy, in a way, I subscribe myself to that energy. I can't complain because I told myself I don't have courage. I don't want to face a difficult situation, so, blah, 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 so on and so forth. I'm not willing to see what I don't see. I didn't see the first time. Then I can be there, like we can be there in front of the angry client, or we can take some actions to disengage that. It's all in our choice. Remember, it's all in our choice. This is very important. Whether we continue engaging, it's all our choice. So first, what am I not seeing? How can I respond in a way that I feel empowered by myself or by the clients that appreciate me, to confront or to talk to these clients that is underappreciating me and even angry at me.
Thank you. How do I stop attracting these kind of like clients that underappreciate me, and instead of that, manifest a life that I love, that includes only loving clients that see my worth and don't try to take advantage of me, and and that will lead to a relationship of mutual win-win?
Okay, so, well, this is going to sound a bit extreme, but when we attract something means we vibrate at that point, at that level. And then when we vibrate at that level, we get something out of it. We don't create things that we are not benefit from. I know it's a bit extreme for a lot of people because that we really don't like being betrayed, or we don't really like angry clients. So if you have several incidents, not just one incident, even just have one incident, look into it. Like, when I approach this client, who am I? What am I looking for? Am I out of alignment? Sometimes like we can try to sign a client because, or at that point in time, like reality hit, I need the money. So even I don't feel the client's 100% fit, but they almost fit. So I really want to sign them. Or I fall into this savior ego, like I can help them no matter what, even they are not that keen to work with me, but I keep convincing them that they can work with me. Like look at the process of ourselves, that how did I get that client? When I get a client, what kind of vibration I'm at? And is there anything in the process I'm actually out of alignment? Is there anything in the process I actually feel like not everything is so right, but I push through because like I already put in so much effort? All this dynamic is going to create a more thick or vibration, and we will create a result that mimic that reflect that. So look into the process, like who are we being through the process, or not just in the process. It could be at that point of time I was dealing with some family headache, and then I should have like calm down in my work and then concentrate on that, but I kind of like pull myself in two sides, so I was actually exhausted. It could be like not in the process, it could be something on the side in other part of my life. Sit down, really look at your patterns. What is my energy look like, my behavior, my alignment look like through the process. Usually like 99%, there's a pattern in there. There's a deeper pattern in there. Like I want to get quick result, like it's normal in the business world. We all have that. It's just to notice that, and then coming from again a higher vibration. So look at your pattern and see that. And then next time, if you fall into that pattern, like, oh no, I put in so much effort, I'm going to sign this client, relax, find the alignment first. You will sign the client if you are in the right vibration, and they will come in a very different way.
Thank you. Tell us where entrepreneurs can find you.
You can find me on LinkedIn. It's Shuang-Min Chang, and my website is shuangminchang.com.
Thank you. Follow me for more manifestation techniques.